Hey, it's Anna
and Maddie,
here with Hearts of Hope and Joy,
a group that's set apart to encourage, engage, energize, equip, and empower one another in God.
Welcome everyone to Joy Part 2 on how do I be joyful. Please click on the link above if you haven't already gone back and watched Joy Part 1 as we were talking about what is joy.
Let's hop straight into the video.
Yes.
So, joy is a choice, and we get to choose whether we are going to be joyful or not. It's like choosing water over milk. It's a choice that we get to choose on a daily basis consistently. And when we choose joy, it's a lot easier to be joyful rather than just doing it because we have to or we're told we have. It's like something my mom always told me. Believe you can and you're already halfway there. When we believe and we take that step to choose to be joyful, it just comes so naturally because we're choosing something to be it, and joy just sort of overflows out of that.
Yes. I love this line which says, let your smile change the world. And I just love that because like joy is a choice, like smiling is a choice. And when you actually make yourself smile, like hormones are released in your body and it actually makes you happy. And I also love the song Smile by Sidewalk Prophets. One of the lines is, there's always a reason to always choose joy. And there's always a reason to choose joy. Smiling is contagious, believe it or not. So when you smile at a stranger in the street, often, not always, but often, then they will smile back. So I believe what this line is saying about let your smile change the world is when you are joyful and you choose to smile, it does affect and impact the people around you.
Yeah. It's like when you laugh. And I remember this time when I just lost it laughing for no reason at all. I was just giggling and just laughing. And it was so contagious. My family was laughing with me and my friends. And at the end, they were like, why were we even laughing? And it was just because laughing and being joyful and choosing to smile, they are all complimenting each other. And it's just so contagious.
Yes. And to be joyful, we need to trust God, because we trust God that He is in control. And we spoke a lot about this in Joy Part 1. Joy to me actually means God is in control. Like those things go together. When I think of joy, I think God's in control. For me, one doesn't come without the other. So when we do know that God's in control, well, joy will just bubble out from us. When we know that God's in control, like fear and anxiety, and that doesn't even have a place because we fully know that God is in control.
So for me, coming off what Anna just said about joy is trusting God that He's in control. For me, hope means trusting God that He will do what He says He will do. And I just think these fit in so perfectly together, because trusting God that He will do what He says He will do is also trusting God that He is in control and that He will fulfill His promises, like it says in the Bible. He has never broken a promise. And I just think this just fits in so perfectly together because it reminds us to be joyful. We need to have hope in Jesus Christ, that He is in control and He will protect us and He will look after us as He says He does. And coming soon, we will have a series on hope. So keep watch for that.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah.
I just wanted to share a testimony in my life of when I had to choose joy over the circumstance around me. So I just wanted to share this story with you to encourage you as well. So one day I was actually spending time with God. He was revealing to me that joy means that God's in control. So as God was sharing this with me, I overheard in the lounge room, Mum was talking to someone about a photo shoot that we had coming up that day. And I was getting so excited about this photo shoot. We had matching clothes for all my little siblings. And I thought it was going to be all outdoors. And I just thought it was going to be awesome and so much fun. And I overheard Mum saying the plans had actually changed, or they were never actually what I thought they were. And the photographer was actually coming to our house to do a day in the life of, our family looks like. in a normal day. And I was very disheartened. I was like, well, we can't wear matching clothes then. Like, we don't just go around our normal day wearing matching clothes. And so I was just like, oh, what? I was so, disheartened. And then God was just like, nudged me in the side and was like, don't you remember? I was just telling you what joy is. I've got this. I'm in control. And so I really had to just come to God and trust him that he still had it under control, that he still knew God still had it under control. And I just had to rest in that, and that he does fulfill his promises, and that I could just rest in that. Figuratively saying, I just had to slip my hand into his and just like kind of squeeze my hand and just know that God did have it under control. Even if it didn't look like it to me, he still has his way. And yeah, in the end, it turned it out amazing. And we still, like a month later, got our family outdoor matching clothes photo shoot. So God had it totally under control. But yeah, I just wanted to share that that's one thing that you can do that I found helpful, was just to imagine. I just kind of like close my eyes and imagine that God is standing right next to me, and that I can just slip my hand into his and just like give it a squeeze. Yeah. And just, know that he is there, and that, he's got it under control.
And he always does, because to be joyful, we need to trust that God is in control. And then we need to let God be in control. There's another difference between trusting that he will, like, oh yeah, we know that God's in control. But are we actually, so to speak, letting go of the wheel and letting God direct our life? God lead us where he wants us to, to new opportunities, etc. And so we not only need to believe and trust that he will, we need to let him actively and let go, so God can be in control, because God will look after us and fulfill his promises. He has never broken one, and it's not about to. He doesn't get changed by the seasons of the world. He is God, and that is it. Full stop. He doesn't get swayed by emotions like we sometimes do.
Yes. And we can also, as much as joy is a choice, we can actually still pray and ask God to help us, because we can't just choose joy continually, choose to smile all the time. Like, we will fail because we are human. But we can ask God to come and help us with that. And I just wanted to share a verse, Psalms 90:14, and it says, "Satisfy us each morning with your unfailing love, so that we may sing for joy to the end of our lives." And I just love that, because we can just like satisfy us each morning. Well, we actually need to then be spending time with God so that he can satisfy us, so that we can sing for joy. Like I was saying before, it is a choice, but it's also, we can, spend time with God each day, asking him to help us be joyful and to know that he's in control.
Yeah, it's so true, because if we are, like, as Anna said, like, yes, it is a choice, but I'm so glad you mentioned that, because if we, out of our own strength, are trying and, making ourselves or trying to be joyful out of who we are and what we can do, then we're not going to get very far. The joy is only going to overflow so much. It's only going to be, pour a little bit here and pour a little bit here. Help mum with the dishes today. I'll just pour a little bit there. I'm helping her. I want to catch up with this friend. She really needs some help. I'll just pour a bit more here. Like, we need to actually ask God to, satisfy our souls and ask us to fill us with this joy, because we cannot give out of an empty cup. It's not, you can't go pouring around dribbles of water to everybody. You've got to give out of something that God has satisfied and overflowed us in the well deep within us, because he will water us with living water. Like, he will overflow and fill us with that. And so definitely ask God. And I am so on this journey with you guys. We are both on this journey with you guys, because very recently, over the last couple of weeks, God literally said to me, I was like, why am I feeling so low? Like, I'm just feeling so, like, not energized, not joyful at all. Like, I'm feeling so sad, just, getting swayed by the emotions of life. And I'm like, why am I feeling this way? And God literally said to me, he said one of those awesome gold one-liners. He just said, can you give out of an empty cup? And I was like, no. And then that's when I got the revelation of, I've been giving out of an empty cup. I've been giving out of what I can give, my own strength, that it doesn't go very far compared to God's. Like, so anyway, we both encourage Wall to seek God and ask him for his help, because he's more than happy to help us. But he knows we need help, but he wants us to ask him. He's more than happy to help us, but we need to ask and have that step of faith to ask him, and then trust that he will answer our prayers and he will look after us. But yeah, just to finish up, I just want to leave you guys with a Bible verse from John 15:11, and it says, "These things that I have spoken to you, that my joy," God's joy, that's what I was talking about, God's joy may remain in you, and that your joy may be full. This is talking about the overflow that God puts within us. And I just think it's a perfect reminder for what I'm going through, what Anna's going through, and I really pray that it encourages you guys that it's only God's joy that can satisfy us. No other joy, not our own joy, not happiness, which can sometimes be mistaken for joy, as we talked about in the last video in Joy Part 1. But yeah, just really, really ask God, because he is more than happy. And as it says, ask and you will find. So yeah.
And actually, Maddie, that reminds me of another verse. It's in John 15:11, I think, somewhere around there. That Jesus said, "I have told you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete." Our joy, can't be complete without God. We need him. We need to spend time with him continually, consistently each day, so that we can, have our cup full. We can't have our joy can't be complete without him.
So true. Well, I pray this encourages you guys. Let us know what your thoughts are. There's definitely so much to this topic of joy. This is really just scratching the surface. There's so much more to it. So if you want to hear more about it, please let us know in the comments. We'd really love to unpack this more with you guys, because we're still on the journey too. There's so much more to learn, and the depths within the Bible, within God's word. So yeah, I pray that it encourages you, and that you will ask God for joy yourself, and maybe give a smile to a stranger on the street, and share a bit of God's love with the world.
Yes. And remember, joy is the overflow of truly knowing that God's in control.
Amen. What a statement. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment below, and check out our Instagram account, which has only recently been created. So please go check that out and go follow us on there. We would love to have you join us, and pray that you guys are encouraged.
See you in the next video.
Bye!
Oh my goodness. Bye.